Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the University of Unlearning. I'm Lunden Souza. So excited to be here with you guys to talk to you about the myth that I want to debunk today, the limiting belief, if you will, that sticking to a healthy lifestyle and healthy routines is hard and requires major change. That's what I want to talk about today. And as I'm here recording, I didn't really even notice this before, but I have this empty roll here of where pictures were, and we took them out because we want to refill them with new updated pictures of my niece, and they were from like previous holidays. But anyways, it's just a reminder that we are really able to change that narrative and change the photos that we have in focal points, change the moments that we choose to focus on, and change the things that we choose to explore and learn, or in our case, unlearn here. And so today I want to talk to you guys, like I said, about what I hear a lot is like, oh, I want to, have a healthier lifestyle and healthier routines, but it's hard. And it's going to require a big shift and a big change in my life. And I can just, I'm living in a shame soup over here of all the things I'm doing wrong and everything. And I just can't imagine that shift and change. And we create this big mountain, this big to-do list, a big should list, if you will, of all the things we need to be doing and we should be doing in order to get there. And it just sometimes feels so overwhelming that we're just like, no, it's just too hard and it's going to require too much. So that's what I want to talk about today because, what's the answer to that? I mean, no, it's not easy. No, it's not easy. It's not easy shit at all. It's also not going to be the case that you're doing everything the same. If it was the case that what you were doing was working, it would have worked already, right? So, yeah, to a certain extent, it's going to be hard. There's going to be hard things that you're going to need to do and show up for and crush out. And yeah, it's going to require some change on your part, some ownership there, and some transition. So, yeah, I just feel like that's super harsh. And I feel like it's something that people hide behind. Like, it's just going to be too hard and it's going to require too much of me. And so, yeah, like I said, it's not going to be easy. And you can't keep doing the same thing expecting different results. I forget where that quote comes from, but I think that's like the definition of insanity or something like that. I can't remember. And I'm not going to Google it right at this moment, but if you guys know, leave it in the comments. But you guys know what I mean. And what's really important too is like how you perceive hard and how you normally show up to things that you think that are hard. Are you always running away from the hard thing, or are you showing up with the hard thing with some tools that you are equipped to use and work with in order to break past some of that? You know? So yeah, sometimes it might be scary to do something hard if you're used to running away from hard things and seeing hard things as bad. But if you see them as an opportunity for growth and an opportunity to seek help and ask for help and, utilize your strengths and strengthen your weaknesses and do that type of thing, then we're really looking at hard in different ways. And so I challenge you, like, really, that first and foremost is when you say, like, oh, yeah, it's hard. Well, what does hard mean to you? How do you show up normally to hard things? It's like, yeah, a really great question to ask yourself. Because when we expect that there's going to be hard things and there's going to be things that we have to skill up on and figure out and find a way on, then it's just not so, like, yeah, unexpected, if you will. And so, yeah, whenever we're doing something new, trying to implement something new, it's going to require, changing of habits, doing things differently and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that can be hard and challenging and uncomfortable, but like, do you run away from things that are hard and challenging and uncomfortable? And if you do that often, try to, that's why I say that, like, healthy habits and routines and all of that is it transcends into so many other areas of your life, because you can do the hard things there and then you're able to do the hard things in other areas of your life. It's really cool. It's really cool how that kind of weasels its way in, and how fitness, really has that ability to transcend into so many different areas of your life, And yeah, it does require a lot of change. And oftentimes, a lot of times actually, when people look back at like where they were 6 months ago, a year ago, when we've been working together or whatever, it's like, whoa, like I'm a totally different person. Like, oh, I remember that, but I just can't believe that's me. Like in my reality, that just does not exist anymore. And the reason why is like they were able to do that is because it's like it's not doing it You don't have to do everything all at once. It's bit by bit. It's unpacking things bit by bit, piece by piece. I really work through my signature MBL model with all of my clients, really taking bits and pieces from a more holistic method, something that's not so barrier and bound up by rules and regulations and all of those things. And when we do that and we're able to figure it out and test it out bit by bit and see, okay, this is how it works for me. This is how, this works in my life. And this is kind of my experience and my feedback and all of that. We really get to have that compounding effect. So the reason why people can't stick to things is because, or things don't stick, is because they try to do all the things in a rigid format that was never created for them to succeed in the first place, and was never created for them to be able to co-create with it and be able to say, hey, this kind of works or this doesn't. And so that's really the type of coaching that I do and why I freaking love what I do. And so with that being said, here's what it takes to really stick to a healthy routine, even one that's hard, even one that requires change. Okay. So I wrote these points down for those of you that can see this video now. I just wrote these points down here. I wrote some of the myths and things here. I love to just jot and take notes and draw pictures and stuff like this. And so I wrote down 4 points here that what's like really required, that you muster up, get together, reel in, rope in, like bring this all into what you're working on. These 4 points in order to feel like it's less hard and your change is less scary, if you will. That's the language I have for it right at this moment. But these 4 points, it's just like, yeah, change is going to be inevitable. It's going to happen. It's going to be challenging. There's going to be challenging moments. So here's what really is required to, I would say, to lean into and to focus on. These are the 4 points here. So number 1, I say this all the time. I'll say it again. Your why. Focus on your why, root down in your why. You need an emotionally compelling reason that is your driving force to get your booty out of bed, no matter what's going on, no matter what the circumstances, to show up. Your why is just everything. So it's so important that instead of saying this is hard and this is going to require all this change, no, my why depends on it. It's important for me because, and it's not about just because you want to get healthier, or get more fit or move more. I hear that a lot. It's really going to be a reason that catapults you out of bed. That is like, because I want to be, around longer than my parents were. So that way I can show up for my kids. Oh, I want to be able to go on a bike ride and explore with, my family and my grandkids without feeling winded and exhausted. Because I want to be able, to have, energy and have better coping strategies than, X, Y, or Z, and working out and showing up for my body is just, everything. And really helps me focus on what's important and come back into my breath, for example. So a lot of people can get super, super specific on their why. Your why is just, like I said, your rocket fuel, your superpower. What catapults you out of bed in the morning. And I tell people, I'm like, when your alarm goes off, you're not going to you're not going to be pulled out of bed by like, wake up, London, it's time to get healthier, but pulling out of bed, wake up, London, it's time to make sure that you have longevity in your health and wellness so that you can continue to inspire people by doing regular push-ups well into your 90s. That's my fitness why, because I feel like I want to be able to do push-ups when I'm 90. So that way I can inspire people of all ages. Cause I feel like when I see old, super fit people just like, living in their physical body like that. It's so inspiring to me. And so I know that means, not beating myself up, taking rest days when necessary, but also training and doing the flexibility stuff and the foam rolling and all the stuff that nobody ever wants to do, but makes the most difference. And so when I think about that fitness why in my life, that is my rocket fuel. I want to be able to continue to provide value and continue to help people when it comes to their health and wellness and fitness. And the only way I know how to do that is to lead by example and to use my life as a way of, learning and sharing and growing and learning and sharing and growing. And so I really want to continue to learn and share and grow in that direction. And so that why is really important to me when it comes to my fitness goals. I want to be able to have that longevity. So that means like I can't keep running if I'm continuously getting knee pain past a half marathon. So when I do like 10Ks or less, I feel great. I'm going to stick there. Do I need to continue to push in that direction? No. Could I? Yes. Do I want to? Not really. Does that go with my why? No. So that's just kind of a little bit of a tangent or a rant, if you will, of what that kind of looks like, that thought process of going into like what it means to defend your why, what it means to having that why and those roots and that foundation to help you stick to that healthy routine and do the hard stuff and be down to do things differently for the sake of getting different results that are going to be really motivating and exciting. That's the first one, the why. Always the why. You can listen to my podcast, anything, everything starts with the why. Because I always have this like internal dialogue with myself before I start anything. It's like, why are you doing this, Lunden? What's the point? Is this going to get you where you want to be? Does this align with your mission? Do you have enough time? Is this going to, all the things. So the why is that magic there. Number two. Number one is the why. Number two, accountability. You need accountability because things are going to be hard and change is going to be difficult, and continuing to move in directions and create new patterns and habits is not our nature. I don't remember where I heard this. I have to think about it. I think this might have been from Dr. Jade Teta on the Next Level Human. He has this really awesome, that stuff that he posts about a next level human. And I think he said like the way that he said it, I believe was like our automatic instinct is going to be resistant to that change. So recognizing that and saying, okay, I need that accountability. So when I'm going to resist that change and I'm going to, instinctually want to do things the way I've always done, because it's comfortable and easy and whatever, that I'm going to have that accountability, whether it's coaching or, an accountability buddy, someone I can call, someone who's going to meet me there, someone who's going to show up, goals that are going to hold me accountable, right? Like that's so important to make sure your goals, make you just want to put those work boots on and get after it, and accountability is huge. Accountability is huge. Even for me, like I have a friend of mine who comes over Monday through Friday every morning. She used to come at 6:30. Then I was like, hey, can you come at 6? Because I want to start doing something from 7 to 8. And she's like, yep, I'll be there. So Monday through Friday, we're training together. There's some mornings I just don't feel like it. I'm super tired. Something's gone on, the night before, but she's always there. She always shows up. Sometimes, she's a mom. So sometimes she'll be like, oh, my son was up and I really need to get a few hours of sleep, but sorry, I can't make it. That's few and far between. And it's just so awesome to have that accountability. I also have accountability groups that I run for my VIP coaching clients, for my mind, body, love coaching clients, for people, to make sure that you have those groups of other people who are like doing what they're doing are doing what you're doing, but on their journey too. So working with me on VIP coaching, or working, through the mind, body, love program, and a lot of the mindset stuff and the habits and the goal setting and the workouts that are there, and just kind of the whole starter kit that encompasses, having that accountability group of people who are in it with you is really cool too. So their journey is going to look very different, but they're going to be in it trying to, go after different goals, but still want to support you and still want the best for their lives and for your lives and for their health and for your health. And so it's really nice to have those accountability groups and things like that too. So having that why, so critical, so crucial, and setting up accountability. Like, sometimes you have to ask people, hey, will you hold me accountable? Hey, this is what I'm working on. Hey, here's what I need your support on. So it's not just a matter of being like, well, like I don't have accountability, so I don't have accountability. Not that easy. Right? All right. Number 3 is consistency. This is so important. Consistency over compliance. Keep showing up versus trying to be perfect. Whatever you missed today, you had 30 minutes instead of 50 minutes that you needed. Your warm-up took you too long. Your shoelaces wouldn't tie themselves, so you just got a little bit of a late start. Whatever it might be, show up consistently. Consistency is so important. That compounding effect over time is what's going to make that change. It's not going to be that one thing that you did that one time. It's going to be all the things that you continued to show up for continuously over, despite falling down and getting back up and messing up and having failures that you learned from, and trying this and that didn't work. And oh, that was work, and that worked, and that was great. And I kept showing up and kept making progress. That consistency is what it's all about. That's showing up consistently and, continuing to figure out new ways and to navigate that is so important and so powerful. And a lot of people have a big struggle with showing up consistently because they don't have that why, and they're not seeking that accountability. And the last one I'm going to tell you about, number 4, is going to be like the clencher, the huge one, the end all be all. Like straight up. But when it comes to consistency, people are like, why can't I show up consistently? Well, it's hard to show up consistently to something that you're not super clear about, that doesn't like super set your soul on fire. Like all the whys that I create and craft with all of my clients and everybody that I work with, including myself, like we have to craft and create that fire and that drive and say, hey, I'm meant for more. I wasn't meant to just be here living this, life that I'm not excited about, whether it's, I don't want to say a mediocre life, but like if it's a life you're not excited about and something that's not, that you're not waking up just like, yeah, I have that fulfillment and that meaning and that purpose and whatever. It's like, make that your job to find it and show up consistently to this last one that I'll talk to you about. That's really going to be what's going to help you knock all the other three down. Is like when you want to have that why and you need that accountability and you want to show up consistently in order to get the results that you say you want to get. That fourth one, coaching. Coaching. Invest in yourself and get coaching. I always use this analogy with my clients when I'm working with them, because I'm like, I always have coaching. I'm always working with people that can help me in my personal and professional lives and work through a lot of what I'm learning and unlearning. Hello, through this 25 days and just what through my whole through all the things, right? So I can only continue to lift people up, in this, coming down and grabbing your hand picture here. If I continue to let other people help me up and continue to seek that accountability and that consistency in another area, in another space where I know I need to grow and learn and explore and up level, so I can continue to help other people. So having that coaching is just like a game changer. And when we really, when we get in that space where we're like, oh, this is just hard and sticking to healthy choices is hard. And, it requires major change and all the things. If you can really say like, yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to require a lot. And I cannot do this alone. I know that I need accountability and I need to show up consistently. And in order for me to do that, I need that coaching. So I can solidify that why. I can be held accountable to that why. And I can continue to do what I need to do to keep on moving forward. I have that advice and counsel and that expertise to say, hey, try this. Let's go into this area. Let's, let's embark in this type of, style of training, or let's try this avenue here, or let's, did you think about this? And having that alternate perspective, and also like that person to be there to support you. Like you're not alone. When I'm working with my clients one-on-one and also in any of my coaching programs, I'm like, we are in this together. It is not, just a, thank me for coaching and for helping and making this change. Like you did it too, equal 50-50. Like we're in this together, And so I just really feel like a lot of people want to use that it's hard and change and it's going to require a lot and just too much as a facade, as a little, a little like, can't sit here, seats taken, like in Forrest Gump, it's like, it's really just like, no, it's going to be too hard. It's going to require too much of me. Like, thank you, but doors closed. Like, I'm happy the way that I am. And like, that's cool. You can stay there. That's fine. Totally. But if you're here to be open to unlearn and explore what some of these limiting beliefs and these stories and these soundtracks that might be playing in our heads and in the backgrounds on a continuous basis, if we just take a moment to recognize them and just kind of hit pause for a second and just say like, okay, well, how do I think about hard things? How do I normally approach hard things? I can do hard things. I can do anything. Like I will say this is like a full honesty, like I can do anything. Like I believe in my ability to pretty much do anything that I wanted to do. Does that mean I want to do all the things? No. But like, because of the fact that I know I never will do it alone, I'll always ask for help. I'll always ask for coaching. I'll always ask for support, mentorship, guidance, questions, all the things. And really know that accountability and that consistency and showing up with that firm why, or that rooted why, is going to be critical and crucial. And so, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, or if I pretty much think I was like coming to an end with those points. There are why, accountability, consistency, and coaching. Don't try to do it alone. That's probably my best piece of coaching advice to myself, to peers, to people that work with me, to people I work with. Like, don't try to do it alone. We're not meant to do this alone. We're not meant to try to go through our struggles and unpack some of that baggage alone. All of it, in fact. People that you trust and people that have your best interest at heart, and that can encourage you and help you up level, is what coaching is all about. And so yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying all of the talks and interviews and coaching sessions that you're getting here on the University of Unlearning. I know that I've been learning a lot about myself, both personally and professionally, this year and over the last years. And it's just kind of a culmination of, I feel like, everything that 2020 has kind of brought to like a peak or a head, if you will. And yeah, just continue to ask yourself, how are you approaching hard? What does that look like and mean for you? And start doing the hard things. Start doing the things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Come on, you have it in you. Just those little things here and there, just to kind of, get your feet in that space and getting used to saying like, hey, if I keep doing things that way, I'm going to get those same results. So if I want to see some changes, I got to do things differently. No change, no changes. Right. So I hope you guys have a really great day. keep on showing up, leave your comments, reply to these emails that I send out to you guys because I read all of them, and connect with us on social media at Life Like London and share any learnings, any feedback you might be having, because I know that this is kind of when we talk about certain things and ways we might be thinking about things, or ways that have helped us that can help others. We have a lot of aha moments and all of those different things. So it's always nice to get connected and to share what we're learning and all of that together. And hey, you might even find an accountability buddy or two as you guys are sharing and posting about this. So, hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are in this world, and talk to you soon. Bye.